Let's go to the U.S. now. In South Carolina, the final day of the Conservative Political Action Conference is underway. Donald Trump is addressing the crowd at the moment. His Republican presidential rival, Nikki Haley, is notably absent from the list of speakers. The CPAC group has endorsed Trump for president. The conference is the most influential annual political event for Republican conservatives. Alan Fisher joins us live from National Harbor, Maryland, where the conference is being held. Alan, you were just telling our team, just before I crossed to you, that you have never heard a speech like this from Donald Trump. Why?
Because I've heard many of his speeches since 2015 when he first announced his campaign, and he tends to follow a set pattern. This is just slightly a different pattern, although he's certainly revisiting all the same themes. Let me just point out that the CPAC conference is in Maryland. Donald Trump is here. He is not in South Carolina, where the primary is being conducted. And many people were surprised at that, but he thinks, obviously, that South Carolina is a done deal as far as he's concerned. Certainly, Donald Trump is using the arguments that he's going to use as we move towards the general election, that he believes that November the 5th, the day of the election, will be Liberation Day for ordinary Americans. It's a line that got a lot of applause here from the thousands in the hall. He also went back to his old game show host roots when he ran The Apprentice, telling Joe Biden, "You will be fired." And he says that the United States simply isn't respected the ways in the days when Donald Trump was president. But yet again, he returned to the theme of carnage in America, how the last 3 years have brought open borders, increased crime, a bad economy, and he believes that he alone can fix it, which of course was a line that he used during his acceptance of the Republican nomination back in 2016, and also used during his inauguration in 2016 too. So revisiting same themes, but certainly packaging it slightly different, with obviously one eye to the general election in November.
And Alan, you're right. I incorrectly referenced Trump as being in South Carolina because my mind is already on the South Carolina primary. Trump is going to the state ahead of the vote. I mean, things seem like a foregone conclusion there, that Trump is going to not only win in South Carolina, but then continue to triumph, really romp through this primary season.
Look, there are big problems for Nikki Haley. She's said that she's got one eye on Super Tuesday, which is the first Tuesday in March, and she's going to concentrate on that. That's when a number of states have their primaries. But she's in real difficulty. I mean, she's a former governor of South Carolina. It's her home state. And if she loses that, then people are going to start asking, can she possibly beat Donald Trump anywhere else? And if the answer is no, she starts to leak support. She starts to leak endorsements from people who see that the race is inevitable, and she starts to lose money, and that's important. People wonder what they're putting into her campaign, what they will possibly get back for that, what will be their payoff at the end of it. And so she's having real problems, and it looks as if Donald Trump is going to win South Carolina, and South Carolina comfortably. And how do we know that he's relaxed about that? Well, look at him on the stage just now. He's laughing and joking with the crowd. He didn't go to South Carolina campaign on the final day. He thinks essentially it's in the bag, and he will now turn his attention to the general election because he believes that Super Tuesday is almost inevitably going to be a Trump romp home as well. So he is very relaxed, very comfortable, and now using the arguments that he's going to use against Joe Biden when it comes to November.
Alan Fisher reporting there from CPAC, the biggest annual gathering of conservatives, which has, as we said, endorsed Trump. Thank you very much, Alan.